everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I have a special pocket letter tutorial for you guys today, and I was inspired. I had a little chat with you guys a couple weeks ago when I did a haul. Actually, I think it was last week, and I was just like missing the ocean, and something's been just calling me to the sand and the sun and the warmth of the beach and the smells. And so the pocket letter was definitely inspired from, I think, my longing or missing for the ocean, and this really cute little tea mug. Oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by Tea by Daniel. They're a Canadian company, and they sent me a beautiful package. Actually, it was wrapped up just so lovely with a little personalized card and some sparkly tissue paper. And oh my goodness, as soon as I opened up the package, it just smelled so beautiful. And if you guys know, I'm a huge tea fan, so I'm so happy that they reached out to me and asked me to review their product. So I boiled a nice cup of tea while I steeped it. They had a few options, but here Prince Harry and Meghan, they have their own little tea. Oh my gosh, so cute. And it has like little pearls in it and sprinkles, and that's the one that I chose to steep with my tea kettle. And it smells so nice and it tastes so good. I definitely recommend you guys checking out I'll put the link in the description down below to definitely check out their website. They have a really pretty website, and their tea smells delicious, like a dessert. But I wanted to talk a little bit about my pocket letter and how I kind of went on a blue and white nautical theme, and I hope you guys enjoy the process and learn a couple little tips. I know Cheryl, you were asking me for some suggestions on how to use the gold flakes that I had purchased from the Dollarama, so I shared a couple little tips and tricks on options on how to apply it. So I hope you learn how to do some of your own gold foiling, and once you practice a little bit more, you will find a technique that works for you and what style you're going for. So some of us like a little smooth, different technique will give you a smoother feel, and then others will like the more layered and flaky look, or crackled look. So it's completely up to you how you do these things. I hope that the tutorial inspires you to create your own pocket letters. This one is going out to a long overdue Happy Mail package, and I do apologize in advance, but once you receive it, I hope you love it. I don't want to say who it's for, but yeah, it's way overdue, and I have not made pocket letters in forever, and I really missed it. I had such a lovely session creating this and enjoying my tea, because that's one thing I always do when I'm creating, is I always have tea, not coffee. When I'm paper crafting, I always love to have a cup of tea. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you again to Tea by Daniel for sponsoring this video, and definitely check out their link in the description below. You will not be disappointed. Until next time, everyone, bye for now.
So I begin by choosing a few pages that I'm inspired by the color, and I pre-cut all of them. Each pocket is 2.5 by 3.5. I like to make sure that they're all in line, so I must have just miscut this one by a tiny little bit here. So I adjusted that with a pair of scissors, and now everything is perfect. Now I'm going to share with you how I love layer effects. So I'm taking old novel pages and then some doilies and coffee filter paper, and then I like to layer things, and it just gives it texture to the page. So I typically search for some words that stand out to me that go with the theme. So in this case here, I spotted the word lighthouse and breeze, and that just goes perfectly with my beach nautical themed pocket letters. And I work on each pocket individually, creating just little scenes on them. So this one here is going to have a bit of a very natural white and blue, very airy, going for kind of that gentle breeze effect. So here I've put some of this lace doily, and then you'll see how I create the little pocket using, and here I like to rip things, because especially in certain cases, I want to make it very earthy. I don't want to have straight edge cutting, so just ripping gives it a really airy feel. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to share with you how I put this pocket together, and this one is pretty straightforward, and then I'll go through some of the other ones in a little bit more detail. the option here to tear with your hands, but I like to use the scissors at this point. I flip the little page over and then I know exactly where I'm cutting. And now everything will slide right back into the pocket sleeve nice and easily. Tombow Multi Liquid Glue is probably my favorite. I actually just ran out. I will link it down below if you guys want to take a peek, but this stuff is amazing. Whoops, I just squirted a bunch of it on this one because it was brand new. I'm used to it flowing so easily. And of course, these are all little embellishments that I've collected from Dollarama, Dollar Tree, along the way with all my shopping, and stickers, all sorts of stuff, which you'll probably spot a lot of are from the Dollar Tree, and I just manipulate them, make them really pretty. In my pocket letters, of course. So this one here is done for now. Sometimes I come back. For me, less is more, and then I add later if I have to. These are the back of picture frames, again using as an embellishment. I had done a DIY and I pulled these off. Actually, it was the little Glam tray, I think. I had to pull them all off, so they're going to come in handy here. And the toothpick, and this is coffee filter, so I'm going to create a little beach flag. And I want it to be white and kind of transparent at the same time, so this material is perfect for this. I'm going to glue these together and then I'm going to rip them with my hand to create a nice weatherwear. I want that effect with this one. Now you can cut it, of course, and make a perfectly straight triangle. I definitely wanted all the weatherwear effect for this. And as for the toothpick, I didn't want the pointy edges, so I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and then snip off the 2 points. I like to add things to the actual plastic sleeve on the outer part of the pockets because I find that they give them dimension. This Tombow Multi Glue allows me to fix little embellishments and not have to worry about them peeling off. They really stick well. So these are shells that I had actually picked from the beach side, and I love to collect shells when I go away, so this is part of my collection. And I'm just kind of layering them here. And then on a different sleeve, like I'll tie in the same theme. So here I'm going to create like a wave effect along the side of this pocket letter using gold flakes or gold leaf foiling. I love to use my tape runner to do this. I find that it's quite easy, or even using the Tombow glue, and I'll show that in a different pocket. And then you have 2 options. Like the easiest for me is you can apply a little bit of talcum powder, baby powder on your fingers when you're handling the gold leaf flakes, or just simply using a pair of tweezers makes it so easy because it allows you to maneuver things and it doesn't get stuck to your fingers as easily. So just apply it and then kind of use the tip of the tweezers to press it down. For this one, I'm creating quite a flaky, layered crackle effect because I wanted it to have that feel of a wave. And then using the tip of a brush, this one here is from Dollar Tree. It's, what is it called, a stippling brush, and you can just gently pat it down. Then go back and just press off any loose pieces that weren't adhered with the glue. And like I said, I love using the tape runner for this because it works really, really well. And it's not messy, and you don't have to really allow for drying time. It's instant. Like you just can continue on with your project. So the back of or just like a bag, and then just put it on top and rub your finger over it. It gives it a much smoother feel so that you're not left with all those little brush strokes. And this pocket, I think I'll just kind of finish off here and let you watch. I believe these are called page fasteners, so I'm going to take them apart because I want to use the little head of it. So these are really, really thin metal. You just buy these at the Dollar Tree and you just can cut off the little arms. And then I have that little circle, little circle to glue down. And I think I'm going to use the little metal pieces, the little arms, and put them underneath the longer embellishment. I think that will be really cute. Just kind of gives it a pop of gold. Now for this I'm using a coffee filter and a word in behind, so a piece of novel paper will go in behind the filtered coffee filter, and that kind of gives it like an opaque, just kind of a secret feel to it, instead of the opposite where I'm putting the novel paper on top of the filter, which is typically what I do. And I cannot stress how much I love this glue. It just bonds so nicely to plastic and paper and the metal, so everything stays in place and doesn't fall off. So yeah, so I love using it for these types of projects. Now I'm loading it up over here because I'm having quite 3 pieces of metal, so these ones here are going to go underneath and then the larger embellishment on top. And I've purchased these from eBay or AliExpress. You can buy them in bundles. It's just ephemera, metal ephemera, and I love buying them. They're not very expensive either online, and I'm just applying some weight so that it adheres and bonds to the page really nicely. And then I just go around adding little gems and jewels and pearls to the page. So for this one here, I'm using one of the wood die cuts from the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to have a mesh effect on it, but I didn't want to use twine or any colored roping, so I'm using the doilies to create a fishing net effect on here. So I'm just layering some pieces and giving a nice airy feel to this anchor. So this little starfish is from the Dollar Tree. They came in a little pack of metal embellishments, but they're supposed to hang on, I guess, jewelry. They're little charms. So just remove the little tip and I keep it. I always keep all my little metal pieces and kind of repurpose it right back into the pocket letter. So here I am cutting out some words, and these are printed on my printer at home. I just opened up Microsoft Word, created a page, and made my own little printouts. You can find words like this sold at Michael's, but I made my own because this way I have control over what I'm writing. Sometimes you're limited to words when you're buying pre-printed packages at the store. And then I'm just adding little pieces here and there to my pages. I'll kind of let you guys watch and then I'll go on to talk a little bit more about. So this one here, the theme was like lost treasures of the ocean. That's kind of what I was trying to get a feel for. I'm not sure if that's clear, but they are little trinkets and treasures amongst the waves. And make sure everything is dry, so it takes about 10 minutes for the glue to bond before you try slipping it back into the sleeve. Otherwise you'll be moving your gems and jewels, and then that's a little bit frustrating. And then I always like adding things on the outside. I just find they give dimension, so I'm adding a little blue gem to this pocket. So for this next step, I'm actually using an emboss gloss tip or brush. You can use an ink pad as well for this, but I'm just going to apply. This gives me more control over where I'm applying it, and I just wanted it to be kind of where the darker shaded parts of this anchor are. And then I'm going to apply my powder, and I usually just work over a coffee filter or a piece of paper, so this way I don't waste all of this powder because this stuff is so expensive. Then I just use a little brush to make sure everything is flaked off, and then before I continue on, I make sure I put everything back in my little container. And I'm using my Recollections heating tool. First I want to make sure it's nice and hot before I start working on the paper, and don't apply it too long over the powder, otherwise you will create a bubble effect. So this just kind of gives you a little glistening. Again, it's just for dimension and eye candy, I guess, when you're working with these things. So now I'm using washi tape, and I'm going to apply it on the side of my pocket letter sleeve. I just think this gives it a little character and finishes off the look. You can apply ribbon, mesh. Oh, there's so many different types of things you can put, but washi just sticks immediately and it makes it easy for layering anything else on top. So for this next little tip, I'm going to apply some charms or trinkets. Again, like this is part of the little frame, or they're the little frame leftover pieces from previous DIYs, and then some charms and trinkets. And then I'm going to feed the safety pin right through the plastic sleeve. So you want to poke a hole on one end, feed it through, and then poke a hole on the other end. And I'm going to save the key charm to apply to the very end, so everything is kind of evened out on the top and then on the bottom, so there's like charms everywhere when it's dangling. And I absolutely love this. This is so cute and so simple, but it goes with that paisley print in behind as well, and these are the little charms of the ocean. So anyways, that's how I did this one, and I'm going to just share with you my application of, I also had this little pearl on a stem. I think I'm gonna have to cut the stem so that no one gets hurt on that point. And then I'm just going around applying little gems and jewels and all sorts of things just to finish up different little different pockets, so that there's consistency to each little window that you're looking at. This is probably my favorite part of making a pocket letter. I am absolutely loving an open window filled with sequins, seed beads, crystals, and now I'm going to add even a couple little shells just to finish up the theme, and some pearls. And then I'm going to seal this actually with my fuse tool made by Project Life, and I'm running 3 seals across the top. I just don't want any of those seed beads escaping, and I run it on a plastic rubber mat, like a baking sheet. Now I'm going to use my Wink of Stella and my Opal Magic. Oh, I love the smell of this stuff. And I'm going to apply with a little brush, and I'm going to use that on the wood pieces that are on the exterior of the pocket letters, and I think I'm going to apply some to the shells as well. So I'm using a brush tip, just loading it up. It has a very iridescent, kind of shimmery feel. I'm going to put some on the mini paper clip. This is a little wooden paper clip from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to apply it to the anchor, and it just gives it a really nice shimmer. I'll try to share with you how it looks on camera. It's so hard to capture here because it just has like a really nice opal effect. And then I'm taking my Wink of Stella brush, and this is the clear kind of silvery glitter, and it just has this really pretty shimmer. I'm so sorry I can't capture it. It's just not twinkling the way it does in real life. And then I'm going to apply some pearl liquids, or liquid pearls, and I'm going to create these little pearls right on the shell just to make it look like they're oyster kind of pearls, I guess, and I'm going to apply some of that Opal Magic right on the shell just to give it a nice twinkle effect here as well. Along with my Wink of Stella brush, apply a little bit of the silver glitter. It's so pretty in real life. It's just not coming through on camera. But yeah, this is the pocket letter and it's finished. And I love the shaker. It has this fun feel to it and it makes sounds when you open it up. And I really enjoyed making this and sharing it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching.